The transmission range switch is in charge of telling the PCM, or TCM, the position of the shift lever. This value is important, since all successive shifting will be done according to this input. The range switch can also be placed inside the transmission oil pan, attached to the shift lever mechanism, bolted to the valve body, or at the side of the transmission casing. There are 3 types of transmission range switches. The contact type, which is a simple set of switches that signal the ECM the exact shifter lever position, all done through a different wire. The variable resistance type, which is a series of internal resistors tied to a single or multiple signal output, so that as the shift lever is moved, a different output voltage is seen. And finally, the pressure range switch. This is a multi-pressure switch sensor unit bolted to the valve body, so that as the shift lever is moved, a different fluid passage will be activated and sensed by this type of range switch. To test the contact range switch, verify whether it outputs a ground signal or a power feed 12-volt signal. Then, connect a test light to battery ground or power feed, determine the different outputs to the range switch, and probe at each one separately. Have someone place the transmission lever in different gear ranges and verify for correct output. It is possible to just probe at each wire one at a time without even looking at wiring diagram. All you are looking for is a change in output at a different wire. To test the variable voltage type, do not use a test light. Connect a multimeter to battery ground. This unit has a reference voltage, usually 5 volts, a ground, and one or multiple signal wires. The signal wire or wires will always output a different voltage level depending on the gear selected. Again, here you are looking for a change in voltage as you move the shifter. Most of these units fail in open circuit, which means an output of 0.00 volts, or reference voltage, which is usually 5 volts. The range switch rarely fails by outputting the wrong voltage signal, although it is possible. Finally, to test the pressure type range switch, start the engine and identify the output wires. These units mostly output a ground. As the valve body goes into a different fluid passage gear set, the range switch outputs a ground through a different wire terminal. By experimenting a bit, it is very possible to test these units without even looking at wiring diagram.